Welcome everyone to this week's episode of HSA Tiger Vision. We have a tigerific news for you this week, so let's get started with the quote of the week by Carla.
Hello, I'm Carlin. Today's quote of the week is, if you want to be the best, you have to do things that other people aren't willing to do.
Thanks, Carla, for the inspirational quote of the week. I'm feeling tigerific. Now, on to today's headlines.
It's that time of year again. STAR testing. Relax, Tigers. You got this. We at HSA Dallas want to keep you informed and updated with the latest information. This Thursday, April 8th, 2021, will be the English 2 STAR test. All students must report to their testing rooms on that date by 8:30 a.m. Test begins promptly at 9 a.m. Do not be late. April 20 is the English 1 STAR test. May 4 is the Algebra 1 STAR test. May 5 is the Biology STAR test.
At HSA Dallas, we care about you. That is why we are giving you testing tips to help you do your best on STAR exams. 1. Make sure you get a good night's rest. Turn off your electronics at least 1 hour before you go to bed. This gives your brain time to shut down and give you a good night rest. Number 2, eat a good breakfast. That means less donuts and more protein. An example would be eggs with bacon and a glass of orange juice, or a bowl of oatmeal with fruit and a glass of low-fat milk or apple juice. This helps your brain think clearly and won't make you fall asleep during the test. On the topic of exams, juniors, don't forget that next Tuesday, April 13th, you will be taking the SAT on campus. Please reach out to your counselors for more information.
This week's Tiger Teacher feature, we are going to talk to Mr. Drew King. Mr. King is the English 3 AP English Literature and Fashion Design teacher at HSA Dallas. Today, he's going to tell us more about his fashion design class and the upcoming second annual HSA Dallas fashion show led by students of the fashion design class and sponsored by Dillard's of North Park Mall. Hello, Harmony Tigers. Once again, we are featuring one of our amazing Tiger teachers in this week's news. Today, we're talking with Mr. King. Mr. King is the English 3 teacher, AP English Literature teacher, and fashion design class teacher. Mr. King is currently working on his master's degree in English and an active member of several committees here at school. He has shown us his serious side in the classroom and his fun side in hilarious videos of Hans and Franz made with Mr. Alexi. Mr. King is known for being an intellectual and also for being a trickster. He certainly is a great asset to have on the HSA Dallas team. We also have a special guest, Esmeralda Ojeda. She is the head of the committee for this year's Spring Fashion Show and a student in Mr. King's fashion design class. Thanks, Mr. King and Esmeralda, for being with us today. It is a great honor to have you on this show. Tell us a little about yourself, Mr. King. How long have you been teaching at HSA Dallas? What made you want to become a teacher, and what inspired you in the past?
Well, I've been teaching for 5 years here at HSA Dallas, and that constitutes the entirety of my teaching career. So my whole career has been here. What inspired me, or what made me want to become a teacher? I thought that someday I would need to find myself in downtown Los Angeles in a van with very little acceleration, with 5 to 6 teenagers on a spring break trip. And I thought, this sounds like how I want my life to go. And so that's what led me to teaching.
You teach English 3, American Literature, and AP English. Did teaching these courses inspire you to continue and get your education and your master's degree?
Oh, for sure. Getting my master's degree in English is about becoming better at my content, becoming better at reading literature, analyzing literature, and thus teaching literature. So it's been very important for me to do that. It has helped me be mentally stronger because I'm using my brain in a very, very difficult manner. And so, yeah, definitely.
You also teach fashion design. What made you choose this course to teach? Has it been challenging? And if so, what have been the biggest challenges when teaching this course?
Well, what made me teach fashion? That's a bit of an interesting story. Sort of on a whim. We had a selection of electives to teach, and we were told to put our name next to an elective that we thought might be something that we can teach and something that we might enjoy teaching. So I saw fashion design and I thought, you know what would be crazy? It would be Mr. King teaching fashion design. So because I am committed to the bit, it became a actual class. Lots of people signed up, and last year was the first year, which ended with an actual fashion show. So
Esmeralda, what has been the greatest challenge that students have faced in the design course this year?
The greatest challenge would probably be having to do everything online, not being able to be in class and be hands-on with everything.
Okay. And Mr. King, we heard some amazing stories about our first spring fashion show done here at our school. What inspired you to do a fashion show, and how did Dillard's get involved in this?
So having a fashion show just seemed like a natural extension of having a fashion class. Like if we're going to have a fashion class, why not have a fashion show? So that became in my mind before the class even started. I thought, hey, at some point we're going to have to put on a fashion show, and that was something I mentioned day one of the class. Was hey, at some point we're gonna have to work hard and put on a fashion show and make that happen. And we ended up being very fortunate that Dillard's was able to be involved and lend us those clothes that you saw on the models last year. And that happened because Giselle Valdez and Miss Roz spent lots of time calling businesses trying to get us some donation or some partnership so that we could put on the fashion show. And eventually Miss Roz got a hold of Carrie Connor at Dillard's, and we were able to build that relationship and build that partnership. So those models looking great last year was thanks to Carrie at Dillard's.
And Esmeralda, how did the students react to the event? And are the students ready, in your opinion, for the fashion show? And what do you think is going to be the biggest challenge in this year's fashion show?
I definitely think they were a little confused, especially being online. They didn't know exactly how we were going to do things, where, especially with this whole COVID thing. But we are getting there, we're getting things done, and we hope it all turn out good.
And when and where will this fashion show be held?
It will be May 1st, 1 p.m. at the Dillard's at North Park.
Okay. And Mr. King, the first fashion show, I believe, was for charity. And explain to our audience, what was that all about?
Yeah, so the last year's fashion show, we ended up doing it to raise money for charity. We worked with Active Minds because that made sense, because that was a big thing on campus last year. You know, the mental health fair and all the things that Active Minds was doing. So we're partnering with them. Before the show, we had the president, the vice president of Active Minds discuss mental health, and we worked with them, so that made sense. So a lot of all that money that we raised got donated to the national organization of Active Minds.
And Esmeralda, what do you look forward to about this year's show, like the most?
I look forward to how everything will turn out at the end, how everyone will be working together to have this fashion show happen, and definitely with everything that's happened last year and this year to like end it with something good, like a fashion show.
There it is, folks. This year's spring fashion show will be held at North Park Mall, sponsored by Dillard's. We want to give a great tiger roar to Mr. King and Esmeralda Ojeda for joining us today on our program and for their hard work on putting together this event. Thank both of you for inspiring all of us as HSA Dallas. Back to you.
Thanks, Mr. King and Esmeralda, for talking to us about the fabulous fashion show being prepared for all the DFW area to enjoy. Remember, students, the fashion show will be held on May 1st at North Park Mall in Dallas. Stay tuned for more information in our next episode.
Now for the Tiger Parents announcements. Parents, we would like to extend our hand in gratitude for all that you have done for us, the teachers, administrators, and of course, our Tiger students. You all rock. We would also like to invite you to the Parent-Teacher Conference that will be held Friday, April 16th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. and also 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Parents will receive an email to schedule a meeting with a teacher. Students may want to help their parents log in through Student Portal. For more information, please contact Mr. K, Dean of Academics.
A todos nuestros padres y tutores legales queremos extender aún mano de gratitud por siempre apoyarnos en todo lo que hacemos aquí en nuestra comunidad de HSA Dallas. Gracias. También queremos informarles de unas fechas importantes que se aproximan. Exámenes estandarizados del estado de Texas, STAAR Test. El 8 de abril, examen de inglés 1. El 20 de abril, examen de inglés 2. El 27 de abril, reposición de inglés 1. El 4 de mayo, álgebra 1. 5 de mayo, biología. 16 de abril, conferencias de padres y maestros desde las 11 de la mañana hasta las 6 de la tarde. Los padres se llevan un correo electrónico para hacer las citas con los maestros. Thank you all to all our Tiger teachers at HSA Dallas for everything you do for students and the staff. Together, we make an awesome team.
This is all we have time for this week, but be sure to join us again next week for more of your Tiger news. Have a great week, everyone.